in my career, I've had 3 student suicides. I've had multiple attempts. But really the thing that I think stood out to me the most was sitting with the families the next day, in some cases, dealing with the shock of what had happened, and then working with my teams, my staff. And you sort of go through that collective, what did we miss type of mindset. And, somewhere along the way, somebody missed something. And I think Carrie said it in the beginning, I don't ever want to experience that again with one of our families. It's the absolute, lowest point you can have as an educator, somebody who, loves these kids. But really, I think it's an acknowledgement of the fact that we don't always know. Some of the kids are outstanding at concealing what they're going through. We don't always know what's going on behind the scenes. And I can't help but wonder if somebody had asked, if somebody had intervened, if something different had happened one day, how could that have been a different outcome? And I'll never forget sitting with those families ever for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's horrific. I've been there and never want to feel that again. With the biomass last spring when we did it, the middle school and high school, we identified dozens of students who were hurting in some way, shape, or form, but we identified 14 that were so acute that they needed safety plans and immediate help. Kids that some were on the radar and we were aware of, but there were a few that were not. And literally, I think we made an impact that may have saved lives because the support team was able to get intense interventions in place immediately. And it was kids you never would have thought. So that's a win in my book in terms of the biomass and the self-assessment is if you can find those kids who, if checking that box is the only way they know how to start the conversation, awesome. Just open the door. We're just opening a door for kids to talk about this stuff because they don't know how to start and they don't know how to talk necessarily with their families because they don't want to scare them or disappoint them. So when you can do it not anonymously, but sort of objectively on a box, it's basically, their way of being able to say, I need some help.